Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about all of my high school experiences. So on my last video, I had a comment that asked me to talk about high school memories, prom, and things like that. So that's exactly what I did today. So if you guys are interested in hearing a little bit more about younger me, I guess, then keep watching. I feel like this whole video is just gonna be like me roasting myself because high school was not my thing. For starters, I didn't graduate on time. I don't think a lot of people know that, but I actually had to take a summer course before I could even get my degree, which, let me tell you, my mom was so pissed because prior to finding out that I wasn't going to graduate on time, I was telling my mom that I didn't want to do like the senior walk where you walk across stage to grab your diploma. I didn't want to do that. I don't like being center of attention. I didn't want like everyone in this like stadium staring at me as I'm walking on stage. It was just like nightmare fuel for me. So I was like, I don't want to do it. And we were arguing back and forth because I guess that's like a big deal for parents, seeing your kid graduate, which I don't really understand, but maybe it's just because I don't have kids. I don't know. But I remember she was really upset about that, and then they wound up buying tickets anyway because she was gonna force me to do it. But then I wound up figuring out that I wasn't gonna graduate on time, so they kind of like spent that money for nothing. I can't remember if we got like a refund on the tickets or what. I can't remember. I'm sure it was like embarrassing for her to have to say because like she got tickets for like my grandma and like I think my pop-up and like somebody else, I don't know. Got them all tickets to see it, and like I didn't graduate on time anyway. Okay, so backtracking, junior year I failed my English class. So senior year I needed to pass my English credit for that year in order to make up for that. I guess because like everything levels out. I don't know how they like grades and stuff like that work, but I needed to pass my business course senior year in order to graduate because I like failed my English credit for the past year. But regardless, so I needed that course. I needed to pass that course senior year in order to graduate. And I mean, there are other factors, I'll go into that, but so the main factor was I needed to pass that class and I failed it. There was like this bitch teacher, her name was Miss Diane, and she just hated me. I don't even know what it was. She was just, everyone hated her, honestly. Like, I remember when people heard that I had her, they were like, oh shit, like, good luck with that. But she made me redo my like senior project twice, which this wasn't my senior project. Whatever, she made me redo my project twice. We had like, you had to create like a business plan and then put it into place, like, but like not really. I don't know. So you had to come up with like a whole business idea of if you were to open up a business, what would it be? And if you like, basically like how would you run the business? And you had to have like a full business plan and like a whole like course of action and why are you doing all these different steps. And I remember I chose a skate shop because I was really into skateboarding at the time. So it was like a skate and surf shop, and I honestly don't remember it too much, but I don't know, she failed me on that. So I was like, okay, like what would be like my next thought? And I think I did like an ice cream place because I've honestly like always wanted to open up like an ice cream shop. I don't know why. I remember like I was skipping lunch to like work on this. Like I was working really hard on it because I was like, oh shit, like I need to pass this class, and I like needed that grade. Like I needed to get a good grade on it because already I was kind of like failing that class as it was because I just hated school. Like literally it was the worst. So she failed me on that too. I presented it after class to her exclusively because I didn't do presentations in school. Like I would take the F no matter what. That's why I failed junior year my English class, because I was like, nope, not doing it. But so she failed me for that class. And I didn't find that out that I failed that class until I found out that I wasn't graduating. So I had to go to like the principal's office and figure out what the breakdown was, like why I was failing, which it makes sense that she failed me because I really didn't do anything in that course, and I tried to like, I guess, make up for it with that last report. I don't know. I remember being really upset about it because, as I told you, my mom was like really wanting me to walk like at the end ceremony to get my diploma and all that. So when I heard that I wasn't graduating, I was like, oh shit, like she's gonna think I did that on purpose, which she did anyway, think that. But I remember getting really upset and going back into school and like talking to like all the teachers that I was like failing in. I was failing gym, which it sounds so stupid because it's like, who fails gym? But like I literally just didn't go. It was one of those situations where you weren't friends with anyone in your gym class, so like doing anything like that required kind of like being on like a team for something was just like kind of a nightmare. And like I know that I'm like a loner as it is, so it doesn't like bother me much for other situations because I prefer being alone. But something that like requires you like actually like talking and communicating with like a group of people that you don't really know, back then that was like something that was more of an issue for me. Now I don't care at all. Like I could talk to anybody. But I remember I went back in and I was like, is there like anything that I can do? Like I like need to like figure this out. Like you can't fail me. And I think he like wound up giving me a C because he felt bad. So I passed for that, I guess technically. So really what got me was the business course and me just missing so many days of school. Honestly, guys, like, school was such a nightmare for me. Like, I felt stupid my entire life, and teachers would say that about me. But yeah, I have a lot of learning disabilities. It's so tough for me to learn anything, like, but because of that, I would never really raise my hand and try to, ask more questions because I just knew that I wasn't going to get it no matter what. So I didn't really want to stop up a whole class, and then I would feel stupid on top of it if I didn't get what they were trying to say. And then when a teacher would call on you and try to have you say the answer, oh my god, guys, like, I'm having like PTSD right now. But that was terrible. And especially when they would have you read out loud, like when they would be going through like a book and like they would just pick random people to read the next section. Oh my god. I stutter when I read out loud. It's honestly a nightmare. I think my brain just can't calculate everything as it's going. So like even simple words I'll mess up on, or like I just can't I just can't read while saying it out loud to other people. Like I would never retain any information that was going on in class if we were starting to read out loud, because I would literally try to read every section really fast, like in my head, like as I was going, so that if they were to pick on me to read out loud, my brain would kind of like start to recognize the words and it would be easier for me to read it out loud. But then I wasn't retaining anything that was going on in class either. So it was just such a struggle. And then I'd have to try to relearn everything at night and teach myself because I couldn't learn in class. And the teachers were, really hard on my parents. And there were so many like parent-teacher meetings all the time because I just wasn't getting it and I was failing things. And then my parents were getting frustrated with me. And then they would sit down and try to teach you, and then they were getting frustrated, and it's just like, so like I just couldn't learn anything. And it's just like, it makes you feel so stupid as an adult, like not knowing like a lot of things. Like, it's funny because when I talk to you guys about these things, like, they are things that I like think about often, but when I'm actually talking about it, it's like makes it all real again. And you can obviously tell like how much it still affects me, or else it wouldn't. be able to even like cry about it. But honestly, it's embarrassing. But when people are just like talking like intellectually, I'm just like, you know, like I don't really have anything to offer in those points. And I think it affects you in so many ways where you don't even want to be in a lot of conversations because you're like, what do I have to offer here? You know, like. And like now that I'm older, like I do, like if someone tries to make me feel stupid, I'm just like, all right, well, you're obviously not someone that I want to be friends with. And it says a lot more about that person than it does about you. If someone's literally trying to make you feel stupid, fuck them, you know? My boyfriend is literally the most understanding person I know that I've ever met. He's so patient with me, and if there's something that I don't know, he never makes me feel stupid. He really just takes the time to teach me and make sure that I understand something, and he'll literally like go out of his way to make sure that he explains it enough times in different ways so that I really get it. And that's so hard to find. I'm trying to think of like a bunch of other like high school memories, really. It's funny because when that comment came up, I was like, high school memories, and they put like high school memories, prom, and I was like, prom. But I did go to junior prom because I was dating someone at the time. We were like on and off, and senior year we happened to not be dating around the time when they were selling tickets, so I was like, yes, I got away with not going for that. But yeah, I went to junior prom. I'm not like really like a party kind of person. I don't like I like dancing now, but when I was younger I didn't really like dancing. And I don't like being around crowds like then or now really. So that like wasn't that like memorable for me. I remember I lost my good camera, which sucked. And I tried calling them to see if anyone found it, but obviously someone stole it. Like it was like this like seafoam green camera that I got for Christmas, and I was so excited about it. I should have never brought it there, but I did, and now everyone has like, everyone has my like Arizona memories, Florida, whatever. I'm sure they just deleted everything and just kept the camera, but that's annoying. I remember my mom accused me of being on drugs. I think this was like 10th grade. But I was like, what? Like, it was just crazy. Like, I was like a really, I guess like hyper kid. Like I never like I just ate a lot of candy. I think I talked about that in my last video too. But like literally like candy, I would eat all day long. It was just like crazy. Like I said, like I don't know how I'm not diabetic. It was just nuts. And I wouldn't drink any water. Like the only thing that I ever drank was like Coke. And it's like, how did I like not have a heart attack? Like I just don't even understand. I'm like overdoing this nose contour because I keep like just talking instead. So let me just do this real quick. But yeah, she accused me of being on drugs. And I was like, what? Like I couldn't even believe it. Like, I guess in hindsight, the person that I used to hang out with all the time, like she was kind of like, she was like a partier, but I like wouldn't party with her or anything like that. Like she would go with her like shitty friends and then always like come back to me like later. But yeah, that was never like my scene at all. So I don't know if she associated like her with me for that, or if it was like me just being on like a sugar high constantly, or like she's always been like the person to keep up with the news, and like they talk about like all the slang and like in the news that like kids don't even use. Like I remember she was like hardcore about that. It was like nuts. And I used to wear like a lot of bracelets on my arms, and the plastic ones that you used to get from like Hot Topic, there used to be like all different colors, whatever, and then you would twist them into like forget how you did it, but then it would look like there were like 2 bracelets on here, like 2 rings. And I remember this news story broke out about how like each color meant something, and if they broke, you had to like do some kind of like sexual act or something like that. And I'm like, this like isn't even real. Like, I don't know, like what, like the news is always looking for like something to report on, and then all the kids have to deal with like the backlash of that. And it's like, we weren't even like, what? Like, what even was that? Like, not to mention, I was actually like a really good kid. Like, I was a pain in the ass, like, don't get me wrong, but like never got into drugs or anything like that. Like, I didn't have my first drink until I was 22. But yeah, I had like a lot of like morals for myself, like crazy, like I was like pretty like hard on myself. Not like hard on myself, I don't know like where I'm going with this, but I was very self-aware, I guess. But yeah, I remember she was like really like cracked down on me on a bunch of things like that. I'm like, what are you talking about? But that's when my parents were divorced. So like I lived with my mom, and my brother lived with my dad, and then my sister also lived with my mom. Why did I even say that? That's like not even relevant. Well, I guess it is, because that was in high school. Oh, but my parents announced their divorce like a couple weeks before I started high school. Like, so that was pretty tough. I feel like for divorce, like it's not surprising for everyone else around the situation, but as a kid, I guess you just don't see it coming. Like, it's something that you don't really think about, I guess. Like, you kind of just have your own stuff that you're worried about or thinking about, and you're not really like paying attention to what's going on. But so I feel like kids are like always like really shocked by like divorces. But I think as a kid, like the scariest part is that things are going to be different, and you're not sure exactly what that's going to be yet. And I think that that's like the most like terrifying part. Someone had asked me if I was popular in high school, which is kind of a weird thing to like say about yourself. Like, I don't know like how to really answer that one. I guess I would say that a lot of people knew of me because I had a lot of friends in like junior high and elementary school, but high school I really like shied away from having a lot of friends because it mostly became kind of like a party scene, and I'm not into that. And I also became really into like skateboarding. So I would do that like in like all of my spare time. Like, I wasn't great or anything like that. It was just something that I really liked to do. And I got like more into my art and things like that. So it just kind of, I guess, took me away from like that group, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so I kind of just stopped finding, like, I didn't have that much in common with a lot of people anymore, and I kind of just did my own thing. And I really like narrowed my like group of friends down, like really like pretty like small. Pretty like small. I like don't know how to explain it. But yeah, I pretty much just like kind of kept to myself in high school, I feel like. Like, I was just like chilling, you know? Oh, you know what? Actually, a funny thing is like this is so funny. It's not like that funny, but I actually failed art as well, which like may come to a surprise because like I now do like art as almost my full-time job now. But I just don't like being graded for things. It's like, it like really rubs me the wrong way. Because I feel like they were doing a lot of, not like self-grading, what is it called? Like where like the class can actually like almost grade your piece. So the teacher would come up with an assignment, and then once you did your drawing or painting or whatever it was, you would hang it up, and then the whole class would kind of like go around and discuss how they feel about it, and I was just like, why? Like, I don't care what this person thinks of my piece. Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't know. I just think grading in art is just the stupidest thing, and I think I just like really rebelled against that more than anything. That like, it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna have fun, and I barely like even did the assignments correctly. I remember the teacher would like, she wound up laughing in the end, but she would always get like annoyed because like I would pick like kind of like something to do that was like very on the border of it even being like acceptable for the assignment. Like it would like barely like sometimes it wouldn't even have anything to do with the assignment, but I would just do it. And then my friend Marcus and I at the time, we had like a bet going to see if I could fit like a pair of underwear like in the background of every single art piece that I could do and somehow like make it relevant to the piece. And like that was kind of just like my whole art year, I feel like. But yeah, I had fun with it. I failed, but it was a good time. I feel like this is gonna like mess up the flow of the story, but like I thought it would like to cut school, I would literally like just walk out. Like I would just walk out the back door, like past the tennis courts, like people were playing tennis in gym and things like that, and just like I would just like walk out, like walk to my car. Like, so I feel like it's kind of their fault. Like I feel like they should have like better security, you know? It's not my fault. So when I would skip school, like I wouldn't even do anything interesting. Like I would go home and like go out to the supermarket and buy like the snack size like Reese's, like, and it would always be on sale for like 2 for 1. And I'd just go home, like watch TV and eat like both bags of Reese's, like literally, like, or I would just like go out to lunch by myself. Like it was just like, it was me just like wanting to have like a normal life. Like I just like wanted to just like live. Like I wanted to just go do things, you know? I don't know, like, but I found out that one of our teachers from school actually, did he get arrested? There was some kind of like, he was like sleeping with a younger student or something. I've never had this guy as a teacher, but I remember that there was like a lot of rumors going around even back when I was in school that he was just like partying with younger girls and everything. And he was like the cool young teacher, you know, which always skeezed me out. But like, I feel like a lot of girls were like into that. They're like, yeah, but yeah, so he got caught. That happened kind of recently. I think that was like, what, like a year ago? Oh, and there was another teacher, maybe this was junior high actually, so I don't know if this counts, but there was one of our gym teachers, like he was just like teaching a class and like put his leg up on something, like he was like talking with like expression and like put his leg up on something, and he used to wear these like little shorts, and like there was like a rumor going around, I didn't see this for myself, but like I remember everyone was talking about how like his balls like slipped out of the shorts or like his thing like slivered out. I felt so bad too because his daughter actually went to school there as well, so like imagine that, like that was like your dad. So I just threw on my nose highlight and some lip gloss because I completely forgot about that. And you know what? Oh, I just need to do my hair real quick. Okay. All right, guys. So I hope that this was somewhat interesting. I mean, this wasn't my choice to talk about high school. I'm just trying to give you guys what you're looking for. I know I got a comment on it asking me to talk about high school experiences, things like that. So don't blame me if this isn't like the best video ever. But yeah, so I hope that you guys liked it. If you guys have any ideas for topics that you want me to go into while I'm getting ready, definitely comment them down below, and I'll see you guys on the next one.